What's up, y'all? My name is Omar Waller. I'm here to give you guys a short series tutorial on Python, how-to in Python. So the very first video, we're going to be talking about how to download the tools you need in order to code in Python. So the tool I use the most and that I'm most familiar with is the Anaconda distribution. So within Anaconda, you have several different development environments. You have Spider, Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, and so that's what I use. So today we'll be doing that. So yeah, let's get to it. So the very first thing that you're going to do is just go to your browser of choice and search for Anaconda. Make sure you do anaconda.com or else you'll get Nicki Minaj. Anaconda.com, obviously just go here, you'll see the downloads, and then if you have Windows, Mac, Linux, I highly recommend going with Python 3.7 just because it's the most up-to-date and download. And it's a pretty big distribution, so it'll take about 3 to 4 minutes. Alright, so that finally finished. So from there, you just click on the download, executable, just like you would anything else. We'll click next, all of the defaults. Alright, so it finally finished downloading. So from here, we're just going to click next. Then we'll also install the Microsoft VS Code. Okay, already installed. Don't need that. Okay, so now it's downloaded, and so I'm going to go ahead and open up Anaconda Navigator. And the first time you open this up, it might take a little while to open. All right, so here we go. So this is Anaconda Navigator. As you can see, we have quite a few different tools within the Navigator. We have Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, Qt Console, Spider, VS Code, BlueViz, Orange 3, RStudio. And so I'll be primarily using Spider in Jupyter Notebook and maybe Jupyter Lab. So let's just take a look at Spider really quick. All right, so this is Spider, the development environment. So here you will see a few different windows. So this is our editor, text editor. And here you see our terminal, which you can code in Python. Then over here you have your file explorer, your variable explorer. So whatever variables you assign, you'll be able to see here. And also the help window. And so you'll be able to use that to see what is within different classes and methods. You get information about different objects. And that all makes sense when we go over it in more detail. And yeah, so that's Spider. Like I said, this is really good for debugging. You can set your breakpoints. You can step into functions and things like that. Go through your code line by line, and we'll do that as well. But yeah, so it's really easy to use. You just hit play to run. Then it'll ask you to save your file somewhere. It'll just save it here. And this is your output. And then you can also, type directly into the console. Do that. There we go. So yeah, that's Spider. It's pretty simple. I'll be doing all my coding in Spider, and so hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit me in the comment section. So that is Spider. So now let's open up Jupyter Notebook and see what that looks like. And Jupyter Notebook, basically you just need to navigate to where you want your Jupyter Notebook files to be. When you create a Jupyter Notebook, a few different files will be created, but the most important, the most significant one is the Python notebook file. So you can just navigate to where you want your notebook to reside. Then you just go over here, click New, and then Python 3. So here you have your notebook. So what's cool about the notebook is that you can add headings, add text. So for example, let's just say new tutorial. Then you run that, create that field there. Then you can do coding the same way that you would do it in an editor. Just do Alt Enter to run. This is really useful, I think, for graphing. Whenever I want to graph something, I usually do it in Jupyter Notebook, just because it's easier to see and it's easier to work with than doing it in Spider or in like a regular editor. And we'll do that as well in a later tutorial. So that's all I wanted to show you from the distribution, because those are the two primary tools that I'll be using. But I guess we can also look at Jupyter Lab before we go. I might use Jupyter Lab as well. So Jupyter Lab gives you the ability to launch different things. So you can launch a Jupyter Notebook, you can launch a console, but you can also launch a text editor or a text file, and even a Python file. So you can do all of that in one. You got your console, you got your Jupyter Notebook, and you also have your Python file. So yeah, we're going to keep this video short. So that's all I'm going to show. And in the next video, we'll go over some primitive data types in Python and talk about some of the basic data types and how you use them. Then we'll go into loops and logic, and then also methods and classes and the basics of object-oriented programming. So that's what I have planned for this Python starter kit. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.